Hey there, Dream Chasers. This is Hannah Pryde, and welcome to Pryde and Shine, the podcast where we explore the innovators and influencers of Dubai. Proudly sponsored by Pryde Migration, your dedicated partner to make Dubai your reality. Welcome to the show, Mr. Dariush Soudi, founder of Gladiator Summit and the family office, Arena Capital.
Because gladiators used to fight in an arena, right?
Oh, wow. I didn't even know the
There's
connection.
a link.
Have you gone to see the new Gladiator film?
They called me up and they said, are we being recorded now?
Yeah, it's
so
fine.
this is official. Paramount Studios called me up and I was like, sue me. And they phoned me up and said, we've heard about your Gladiator Summit. Would you like to promote our movie? So on the premiere of Gladiator 2, the movie, I had 6 gladiators dressed up in the cinemas, and 30 seconds before the movie started, they played my video.
What a great marketing ploy.
And it
what
was
a
my
great
second
opportunity.
event ever. And they called me up to promote the movie.
That's amazing. Amazing. Do you know what? That just shows how the fundamentals of your business name and how much empowerment you've given to people, they want to give that and bring it back to the movies.
Do you know, I just think it's the energy.
Yeah.
Just the energy. And people heard about it. Just total coincidence that my event was the same weekend as the premiere. The universe wanted it.
Yeah, 100%. But amazing. Well done for that.
Thank you.
Really great opportunity. And actually, it's interesting because it correlates with something I read about you, that you said you don't really like business cards and you always say take the opportunity as it comes. And you actually done it in full force without a business
It's not
card.
like I don't like business cards. How many times have you gone to networking events, you saw business cards and never use it? You get home and you think, all these cards, and you throw most of them in the bin, and vice versa. You give your cards out. So what happens is I do business from a point of urgency and desire. So if I meet you and I want to do business with you, I say, just give me your number.
Yeah.
I'll take it from here and I'll take control.
Do you know what? I completely love that, and I've actually put my full face on my business card now because I go to
people remember you then,
genuinely.
exactly.
And when I first started bringing them out, everyone was like, "Why have you got your full face? Like, are you self-centered?" And I was like, "No, look at my pockets," and I would pull out all these different business cards.
You have no idea.
Would have no idea who
Well, here's
anyone
the
is.
difference, right? You can put your face on your card. If I put my face on my card, I won't get any calls. Right?
I'm sure you would.
So there you are, from the wrong. I haven't used gay following for some reason. I don't know why. It's my Welsh accent. So
Definitely.
yeah, I don't do that.
It's crazy, really crazy. But anyway, you've had one of the most inspiring stories for people that came to Dubai. You came here with $700.
Yeah.
How did you build the mental ability and, I guess, power to build what you have now, moving to Dubai
I
all
think
those
the
years
difference
ago?
with you and I is you came here on holiday, and you're young, and you're still
Yeah.
young, and you still, I'll just take a punt. With me was, I didn't want to go back to England. My kids were here, and I just had to make it happen. So for 3 months, my kids didn't go to school. And bringing food on the table and paying for school fees was my driving force. And as you know, I'm dyslexic, so I used to go around door knocking on Jumeirah Beach Road, Al Wasl Road, and people saw this sweaty bald guy outside the door saying, "I'll do anything to increase your sales and pay me when I deliver," and it worked.
Do you know the thing is, I think people in Dubai are very much more open to the opportunity to give people the chance. Whereas I guess in some other countries they're very much like closed-minded, like, no, I don't know who you are, get off my driveway, don't speak to me. Whereas in Dubai it's a lot more open, that people will be like, yeah, what do you want?
I think in my humble opinion is that people in UK or Europe are still as open, but salespeople are softer.
Probably.
So what happens is people in UK are smart. They know how to rebuttals and smoke screens and rejections, and the salespeople are not strong enough to go past those rebuttals, so they just quit. Here, the door's more open to business. People come here to trade. So when you talk business, go, yeah, sure, talk to me about it. They don't come here to find love or spirituality, right? So, although some of us do find love and spirituality. So
I was about to say that I think that broadness of community, especially within Jumeirah, your wellness and all that is definitely coming over here.
Yes.
Whereas I think in the past, especially when I first came, it was very much like business party. There was nothing really in between.
The thing is, if you're on a huggy, spiritual, dancing thing, Dubai is not first on your list.
Not at all. I think, do you know what? I had a really interesting conversation that you have to come to Dubai already knowing who you are. You can't come
Yes.
over to Dubai.
You can easily lose yourself.
100%. And it's one of these wishy-washy places that if you don't know who you are and you get caught up in the wrong crowd or go down the wrong opportunities or far too naive
Yes.
to what people say, you'll lose
You're
yourself.
done.
And Dubai will chew you up, spit you out, and you'll be back home.
You will chew yourself up because Dubai's got nothing to do with it. Some of us, you and I, will do well because we choose to see it for what it is. And some people who are weak, you're absolutely right. They lose themselves. And
It's honestly, it's one of these things that I think Dubai, going back to what you said, you came here with nothing and look at what you've built for yourself, and that's all down to you. It's not down to anyone else. But
hard work.
Legit hard work, but you had such a driving force behind you. And anyone that was successful, as I said to you before you came on, they usually have a very strong why. And the why comes from either not having money, providing for someone that's close to them. But they really, if you come here with no why, and you come here with an expectation of what Dubai should give you.
The noise. The thing is, in life now, you have to see what you're going to offer life, right? If you're looking for a job, what am I going to bring on the table?
Yeah.
Still, people come to me and say, what's in it for me, what's in it for me, what's in it for me? I said, well, there's the door for you, right? So, it's got to be a win-win situation.
100%.
But here, it's more magnified because a lot of people come here escaping taxes, right?
I know.
Especially now with what's happening around the world, yes? This
It's
is
crazy.
safe, infrastructure, tax-free, sunshines. I remember having a barbecue and people used to phone me in the morning and say, is it still on? Yeah, now you can plan months ahead your barbecue. And it's like peace of mind. And I left $10,000 by mistake on top of an ATM. Got in the car, drove out the mall. I thought, oh shit, I drove back and it was still there.
But I really love the fact that Dubai's got the safety aspect of it, but I've seen within the last year, I would say, that a lot of that safety aspect, because people are really pushing the boundaries with it and trying to make marketing ploys and everything, it's maybe not as there as it once was. It's still there, but it's not as strong as it was there.
You witnessed it?
Not that I've witnessed it, but I've heard it. And I have actually witnessed it in one sense that I left my phone in a beach club. My fault, I shouldn't have done it. And I never got it back.
Oh no.
And the thing is,
there's cameras everywhere.
There is cameras everywhere, but never ever got it back.
See it.
And I found my iPhone and it was out of the country in Africa in a few days.
No, really?
Yeah. But the thing is, anywhere
so
that
probably wasn't somebody in this country. Somebody
exactly.
holidaymaker saw it and took it.
And that was what I was about to say. I think in the past it used to be absolutely fine, 100%. But there's more and more people now moving to Dubai,
Absolutely.
millions and millions, and maybe they've
and
not
more holidaymakers
exactly
coming over. It's not just people moving to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it really depends. I was very unlucky. Where I left my phone was a very tourist area, so you don't have if you're from Dubai, you understand how safe it is and you have those values and core values because you're not planning on leaving.
How can you talk to me at the same time and seeing your iPads going off and doing this?
Because I have to tap,
I'm
because I
very,
know what
very
I like.
impressed. You're holding the whole conversation, your iPad's like this. I'm like, how does she know that's going off? That's very smart.
It's like intuition.
Yeah, but the difference is you can wear nice watches, right? I'm going
I
to
know.
London in 2 days and I'm thinking which crappy watch I can wear so I don't get robbed in the streets and stuff like that.
It's crazy. I think even in Europe is the same now.
Yes.
It's the exact same. And tell me, obviously with everything you moved over here, you started your business, you went straight to door knocking. What would you say? You always speak on the urgency of business and how fast you have to open up to the opportunities that arrive at your door. Who taught you that?
The speed is your hunger, right? So if you have to pay rent and for the car and there's no money in the pockets, it's pretty much urgent, yes?
Yeah.
I win most of my deals because I have urgency. I just had an appointment just now and the guy was like, send us a proposal. I said, no, I won't send you a proposal. I'll come and close your next appointment.
Amazing.
If I send you a proposal, how am I going to train your staff to send proposals? Right? You're not going to hire me to train your staff to send proposals. You're going to hire me to train your staff to close like I close.
And who taught you the closing mindset?
Me.
All down to yourself?
Yeah, I just won't leave.
You'll be there every
okay,
day.
you're going to think about it. Great, think about it now. Let's go through it together. You're going to see me again. Make sure I'm the last person you see. Because you've had all your experiences. You can come to me with any questions you have.
Yeah.
And I can answer because at the end of the day, I'm here. I value my time, value yours.
Of course.
I'm here for the business. So I'm going to ask for your business. And the last thing I want you to say is, I haven't thought about it yet, or I've got more people to see, or you're too expensive. Let's have an honest discussion. I make you money. Do you want to make money tomorrow or today? It's up to you.
You always know the byproduct of what you're selling, and I think that's the
Confidence.
key. Exactly.
Confidence.
It comes down to the key confidence. Yes. And if I come into a room, and I obviously do real estate and business, if I come to the room and tell you this is what you need, you're going to listen to me. Whereas I come into the room and say X, Y, Z, and I'm sure you're the same, you'd be like, well, what do I need then?
Well, I will listen to you if you've done your fact finding originally, right? So when we first meet, you're going to ask me at least 15 to 20 questions
100%.
to find out why I'm looking at investing. Is it I'm going to live there? Is schools nearby? Not enough people ask any questions. So what they do is, on average, 3 questions are asked before, like a hot potato, somebody starts talking about the product, right?
Yeah.
There's an offer. I'm talking to a company now who've got the most amazing quality apartments. And what they're saying is, unfortunately, there's so many new projects coming, the real estate agent is waiting for the next project. As soon as the project's 3 months old, it's boring.
It's wild. And especially with the ultra luxury within these products, a lot of people don't realise that they take 18 months to sell.
Correct.
And there's a new project that comes up every single week.
Correct.
It's wild.
So if I was in the market right now, I'll be looking at mature projects and I'll negotiate a higher commission. And I'll focus on 1 or 2 clients who are really wealthy, who don't have a problem buying $10 million properties.
I think that is the way to do it. And the project you're talking about, I know the exact one it is. The key value within that product, a lot of people have missed.
Correct.
I personally think.
Correct.
And it's because there's too many options that come all the time.
And they forget about it. They get distracted.
Yeah. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And have you ever invested in property within Dubai?
I don't anymore, but I used to.
Not at all.
Yeah, because I make on average 4 or 5% a month.
Wow.
On my own investment. So why do I need to get property and get 6-7% net if I'm lucky, and then hope and pray that the property goes up? So, and also with my investment, you can take your cash out quite quickly.
Yeah.
With property, you're stuck. You've got to sell it again.
Well, do you know the thing is?
There's nothing wrong with property, by the way.
It is great, but do you know, a lot of people are actually missold property in Dubai. They're told that they'll be able to sell it within 6 months into a year. The amount of meetings I've had this year from people being missold, and I kind of salute them, because obviously they've got the great closing aspirations that you've maybe taught them, or they've maybe gone to a Gladiator Summit or something. So I'm like, wow.
No, we actually sell based on your values, right? We don't just sell for the sake of selling.
But do you know, I think some people think these products are really, really valuable and are obviously fantastic closers, and then they've sold so well that the person on the receiving stick they don't actually have the financial.
I have 1 property right now, and I bought it off plan. And I think it's due to complete in December. They called me in to train their 300 salespeople.
Really?
And they said, we're going to go ahead. And they showed me this product. So I bought it, right?
Of course.
And then they never went ahead with the 300. And I was like, that was their ploy to get the money off me and dangle the carrot. It was horrible. And ever since, I've been trying to sell it. And nobody in the company wants to know.
It's crazy. We'll have a conversation about it after.
Yeah, it's a business page. Let's do that.
We'll definitely have a conversation. And tell me, what's been your biggest...
And I made margin, by the way, but not as much as I want
then.
to. I just negative feelings towards that broker. I just want out.
I don't like people that do that. I always think, especially in Dubai, people need to stick to their word. If I'm saying I'm going to do X, I need to do X. Because if you don't show up, if you don't give the service that you said you're going to give the service to, you're going to leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Why not in UK? Why not in Europe? Why not in America? People judge you by your delivering, right? Delivering value. The difference is here, it's more magnified. Because a lot of people have burned themselves. Because people come here for money, primarily. And they burn themselves. The reason I've done well, it's not because I've been world standard. In some areas I am. But in most areas I'm not. But what I've done is I've always delivered.
Yeah.
And your reputation comes. I don't like Dariush. He's a bit too direct. He swears. He's got speed. He does things fast. No, seriously. But everybody says he always pays.
Yeah.
And he always delivers.
And that's all you want.
Yeah.
Especially within a community that's actually really small. Although Dubai seems at great magnitude, if someone knows that you're reliable and you actually give, people will always come back. And I think it's the biggest downfall for most people that are in the entrepreneurial game within Dubai, in any aspect, whether it be sales, whatever. People always offer too much.
And it's the other way as
nothing.
well, because as an entrepreneur, most people are decent people. And what I say is, before you take on a task, a job, a role, a client, think about it. Would I enjoy doing this in 6 months?
Yeah.
If the answer is no, don't do it. Because I've inherited clients, I've taken on clients, but it's been a miserable journey.
Yeah.
Right. I've still delivered, but I've aged 10 years. Like
I've had a few of those.
Yeah, and you just think sometimes what I suggest is, don't decide to go ahead based on your current financial situation. Always think 2-3 years ahead, and you make the right decision, because the answers are there. You know it.
How did you make that mistake in the first sense? Do you have like a filter now that you can go to people like, we'll really work together, we'll not work together? How have you been able to differentiate?
Well, back in England, how I ended up here was that I had a franchisee and he was dodgy. And,
Classic.
And I knew it, I could see it, but I had the blinkers on, I was going forward, and he and 3 other people attacked me at my house at knife point.
I did read that.
Yeah, and I knew him. I don't say it much, but I knew him. And I reported him to the police. He had his fingerprints on the doorbell, my address in his car, and he got 6 months house arrest. That's why I had to leave England. I just couldn't believe somebody can attack you at your home with your knife and got six months house arrest. But the fact is that when I had a heart attack, recovering from the shock of it all, I wrote down my values and I realized I actually attracted this guy. And I knew he was dodgy through his way of doing business with me, and he wouldn't put anything in writing, he just wanted to always speak, and cash in, not checks and money transfer. I just chose not to see it.
Yeah.
So now I choose to see it. So a client came to me 6 weeks ago, and they said, we got $3 million and we want to hold an event. I heard about your Gladiator Summit, but I've only done 2, so I'm not an event organizer. Would you do our event? I went, yeah, I'll just take the money, I'll do anything, right? So I took the money, but this 5-week process, event finished last week, the event was incredible. I think so. Afrojack was there. Did you see my event?
I did see it.
You didn't go, did you?
I didn't go, but I wish I did, because I was meant to go to your Gladiator Summit the last time and ended up client flew in, couldn't make it.
You missed the November one.
Genuine.
No, this one was just a party.
Was it just a party?
So we had Afrojack, Arash, and everything. But my 5 weeks leading to this was miserable. I had a terrible Christmas, terrible New Year. I was fighting with the client's team. The culture wasn't very good, and they offered me a job as a CEO. They said what you did was a miracle, and I could be a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I said no.
Just because it didn't align with you.
It just drained me, and I was thinking I don't want to go into work in the morning ready for a fight. Yeah. I want to dance, right?
Do you know what? Life's too short to be going in every day.
Especially at my age. You've got all your life ahead of you.
But
right?
even now, I think I pressure it too much. That I think how fast the year goes each year. Yes. I am so lucky to go into something I enjoy every day, just like what we were speaking about before. I love having conversations with people like yourself that are super like-minded. Imagine if I hated doing it.
Your future is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you are young and you value time. Most young people don't value time. What you find that productivity increases with age.
100%.
Right? Creativity increases with youth. So when you look at like Einstein, he wrote his Nobel Prize winning articles when he was in his 20s, Beatles, Rolling Stones, they all wrote the best music in their 20s. But then you value time more as you get older.
100%.
But if you're young and you value time, your future's amazing.
But do you know why I think
I'll take shares in your life. Yeah.
Thanks, I love that.
I'll buy stock.
But do you know why I think it is? It's for people like yourself that are putting on these Gladiator events and all the online coaching, all the online knowledge. It's so easy to understand it and learn from people's mistakes faster.
Most people don't want to. Now, 75. Although my tribe is called Gladiators, 75% of my followers are women.
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
Really
people
interesting.
say, "Oh, Gladiators, we're masculine," but 75% are women.
But why do you think that is?
Nothing to do with my looks. Nothing.
You never know.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, trust me, it hasn't. Let's go back to my gay following again. I get so many gay men proposing to me. There's something in the closet I'm not sure about. But I think with women, what they want change. They're in a masculine world, and and also so many men let them down. So many men are not men. So many men don't support the child they have. So many men run off and from the obligations, and shame on men really. And then the men who do come, not majority of them, but some are like so egotistic. We have testosterone running through our veins and egos and stuff. So you can be masculine, but you have responsibilities in
100%. And there's 2 things I want to touch on there. Do you think the women are following you now because they want a change within their life, that they don't want to ever have to rely on these men?
Yes, unfortunately.
It's crazy.
As you look at the hair, too many women. I see beautiful women, not just physically, beautiful human beings who are wearing the skirt and the trousers. It's crazy. It hurts me. And I believe we're born differently, right? And everybody's equal. And actually, I think women make better leaders, and you bear pain a lot more 100%. Than men do, and you make better decisions.
Yeah.
Look at the mess we're in right now. And but unfortunately, too many women, I feel, have lost their feminism. if that makes sense.
They have. And do you know the thing is now that I think if a lady, I actually learned this from my therapist, if a lady has POC.
You have a therapist?
Yeah, I love therapists. Do you know what I think? The more you can
I definitely buy stock. I'm impressed.
The more you can pay for like coaches,
Why
therapists.
do you feel you need a therapist?
Do you know why I felt like I needed a therapist? And I've never actually said this online, is because back end of last year, I decided to set up all my businesses, had them for 2 years, and was just my cup was overflowing and I didn't realise, and I became numb to everything. So I do real estate. You can lose big deals weekly. You can then have women screaming down the phone to you, given their stress, which I understand because they're moving to a different country. There's a lot of stress. They've got families. I'm very lucky. I've only got to support myself and my little dog. So then it came to a point that end of last year, I became numb to everything. People were speaking at me and I just didn't know how to process it. And I think everything had just became too much. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go back to a therapist. I'd been to a therapist a year and a half before when I lost my gran.
Same one?
No, a different lady, because I'd been recommended her. And I'm big in Dubai. I'll only ever go to people I'm recommended to, because I just think, cut out the let's just go to someone that I know is good. And she had said to me, and I came in, I was like, I feel numb. And she came to me and she said, we broke it all down. She went, you feel numb because you've taken on far too many people's opinions. But she was like, do you have POCs? And I was like, no. She was like, that's good because I have polycystic ovaries, which is called POCs. And I went, no. And she went, that's good because that means the masculine energy hasn't actually gone into your bloodstream. I started reading into it because I'm one of these people, if I hear something I'm a bit interested in, I'm like, I want to learn it. Because I thought one point last year I did have POCs. And she basically said, no, a lot of females now are getting it because they're taking on such masculine roles that their cholesterol, their hormones and everything are so imbalanced because of the stress and the decision making that they're making on a daily basis, and they're not in touch with their femininity at all.
Yes, it's so sad to see.
It's so sad.
And the funny thing is, subconsciously, men are losing their power.
100%.
Their sperm count's going lower. Their grip on the handshake's getting half what it used to be. So everybody's losing their way.
Yeah.
Yes, and it shouldn't be like that.
Not at all.
And some people, I don't know Andrew Tate, but then he talks some sense, right? He talks some nonsense, but he talks some sense. Like, men, stand up for your, exercise, work out, eat well, be focused. These are good traits.
100%.
Right? And women, yes, you are as even better than men. At the same time, you bear children, going back 10,000 years, you guys were gatherers and you made the home and you talked to each other. We're all geared up differently.
100%. And I think that's why women in general are really good leaders, because it goes back to what their roots were. It was about gathering communication and bringing a community together to look after the males.
Yes.
And I do think, when people are brought out like they're superhumans, it's very much a superhuman power that a woman can carry a child for 9 months. Okay?
And bear the child. Oh my God. I've been witness to it 4 times. I'm like, whoa. Next lifetime, don't make me a woman, please. Whatever you do, I'm happy being a guy.
It's crazy though.
It's just that we're physically stronger. That's the only thing. That's the only thing we're better. If that's a good thing, but we're just stronger physically.
It's crazy.
Those days it made sense, right? Mm-hmm. We went and, fielding the farm and stuff like this, but now it's not like that. You can make money using this and connecting with people. I definitely
It's a huge thing. Do you think breaking it all down, because I'm guessing you've gone into great depth on women and male and female roles within the workplace, do you think that's a big thing then when you do hiring for, like, within your business or within anyone's?
I like hiring single mums.
Do you?
Yeah, because they have something greater than themselves to feed, right? So if all I'm thinking about is the weekend and partying, it's like if you had $100 in your pocket, right? You might be frivolous with it, buy something, jewelry, whatever. Yeah. But if I give you $100 and say, look after it, you might fight for it to death, because I trusted you. What I find is single mums, because they want to feed their child, they're so much more driven. Yeah. Because it's somebody else that they have to look after, not just themselves.
100%. Right? They'll have that hunters inside them, which is crazy.
And men who have families, The funny thing was, about a month ago, unfortunately, because of my social status, I attract a lot of people who want to work with me, but they're not prepared to work hard. So I had this guy who'd been to 2 of my summits, comes to me and says, Dariush, I want to work for you. And it's my dream to work for you. I've read your book 3 times, and I said all the right stuff. I said, how much do you want? And he said, I want, $15,000 a month.
Crazy. 75,000 dirhams.
Yeah, 75,000. And it's a deal because my salary was 100,000 dirhams. So I'll take 75 off you. So what's in it for me? Well, I'll be the great guy. I'll be the great guy. I said, oh, what's the great guy? I swear to God, I'll be loyal, I'll be respectful, I'll be this, I'll be that. I said, do me a proposal. But I have to do it yesterday because my visa's running out, and otherwise my family got to go back to England. I was like, okay, but it's a lot of money. But he never came with a proposal. He never came. And the day came that I had to say, listen, it's all about you. You want all this, and what's in it for me? He turned. Why would I be following you? Somebody like you who leads people up the wrong path, blah, 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 blah. And he disappeared out of my life. I was like, thank God. What was I doing even giving him my time?
100%. That's absolutely crazy. Do you know, I think now...
And this is a guy, and he was like, what do I tell my wife? I said, well, I don't know, you lost that previous job. Yes? It's not my responsibility to worry about your wife's going to think.
But that's the thing now, I think, especially in Dubai, people expect so much from people without giving them added value. And I say it to people all the time, we've had so many conversations on this podcast, is people want to run before they can walk. They want to charge.
What my problem is? I inspire people to screw me. And they go, I've been on commission only for the last 3 years. How much have you earned? Nothing. So what would you like to do working? And I want to learn from you. How much do you want? 20,000 a month? I'm like, you've been on commission only for 3 years, but you inspired me. I'm like, I inspire you to screw me, right?
People are wild. People are absolutely wild. Do you have a lot of people now that connect with you, I guess, that kind of want to take the piss?
All the time.
And how do you filter through it?
I have a stalker.
Stalker.
Can we swear? Yeah. Fuck's sakes.
Sorry.
Honestly,
that's not even laughable.
I've got
nervous.
like 4.5 million followers, right? And they go, when I tell people with huge friends, I say, only one, because this post we've got 10 people. Well, I'll tell you about it. So the other week I had somebody message me saying, hi Dariush, I know it's crazy, but can I have some money to upgrade my phone? I swear to God.
That's wild.
I have another lady who messages me every day crying, please send me, I'm not a stalker, I'm not a hoax, I'm not a this. Please send me some money. And if you're not going to send it to these people, they know my social circle. Can you get them to send me some money? Crying on the... I'm like, I don't want to block them. So anyway, this lady, I don't mind sharing it with you. My staff came about a year and a half ago saying, there's a woman in Italy who had cancer, and she's a cancer survivor. And she messaged me, because I have a team that looks after my social media. And this woman... she's surviving and not killing herself because of your videos. I'm like, oh,
that's good. Pull the heartstrings.
Right? Do you want to speak to her? Yeah, okay, I'll speak to her. I got talking, and I started counselling her on Instagram. And I took a personal interest. I was like, I'm saving her life here.
Yeah.
And my only regret is that I made her a priority in my life. And when I was watching my kids play squash, I was consulting her. I missed out on my children that couple of months.
Yeah.
But that's not my only regret. I didn't allocate my time, prioritize. And then she sent me a screenshot. So what do you do? I'm a CEO of a yacht company, buying and selling yachts. My clients are in Monte Carlo and Dubai. So, okay. And I said, I'm going to Monte Carlo in 6 months, but I'd love to come to Dubai.
Yeah.
And she sent me a screenshot of a bank statement, and it was 56 cents in it. And I was like, you know what? I can make a difference in this woman's life. So I said to my accountant, again, everything in the open staff know, send her 5,000 euros, right? I said, buy yourself a ticket, get yourself a hotel.
Yeah.
I owe you, I debt it to you. No, you don't owe me nothing. When your life changes, if you want, pay me back. But this is unconditional and no attachments. So, okay, so she comes to Dubai, I don't. So she messages me, Dariush, I can't leave my hotel. Where are you? You brought me to this Arab country. I'm stuck now. My blood sugar level is going to up, down. I can't remember, but I'm going to get cancer again because of you. Intense messages. And I'm like, I'm with my family. I can't meet you. And this is not part of the deal.
Yeah.
So I said, let's meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock in Creighton Barrow Mall of the Emirates in public. I'm worried. Okay.
Yeah.
So she turns up, we sit down and said, listen, if I did any mistakes, I apologize.
Yeah.
Here's 1,500, 2,000 dirhams. Get your taxis, go and see your clients. We gave her a hug and said goodbye. As she was walking, I was like, thank you, God.
Of course.
Psycho job, right?
Yeah.
So she goes, and I hope she's listening to this, right? Because I'm just about to go public with her, who she is. And so she off. And I'm like, thank you, God. What was I thinking of? 5,000 euros of my family's money I've given to this moron. So I go home and I think, thank God that's over. And then I log on because she was my Facebook follower, and she's around Dubai partying in
No way.
in Barasti on boats. That I'm like, oh my God, I've been done. Right?
Fully done.
Totally done. She was just about to die. Yeah, now she's partying, sexy dresses and all that.
Oh my God.
I'm like, this is shit. So I'm not going to say anything. It's
Yeah.
my lesson. Learn this, never do this again. Send money to strangers. I blocked her.
It's a shame.
She went mad. So she started messaging people. Dariush is a women abuser, he's a rapist, he's this, he's that. So I go to Mind Valley. She messages all the speakers on Mind Valley. And then she's got another social media page with my face on it. So she's having horrible conversations with herself with my face on it. So she does screenshots, sends it to people, and I'm like, why don't you just fuck off?
Can you not
I'm
get
trying
the
to help
police
you. A
involved?
year and a half later, she's still crazy. Like, what kind of a life this woman has?
I know. That's
she's
wild.
just focusing on me.
It's
all of the
absolutely
time.
crazy.
So I met Chris Fade. Poor Chris Fade's a friend. He goes, Dariush, I had a message from this psycho woman. I'm like, Marissa P. I'm like, all these people have had emails. And when I meet someone, I'm like, you're probably going to get an email, right? It's horrible. And,
It's the
but
worst
the
thing
good
ever.
thing is, I shouldn't say, but I will tell you, the good thing is, because she's not English, this conversation she's having with supposedly me, you can tell the guy doesn't
It's
speak
broken
English.
English. It's crazy, isn't it?
Right.
Do you know what? It's like
And
such.
she messages, I'm going to ruin your life, I'm going to do this.
It's crazy though, isn't it? Like, you've obviously built yourself from nothing. You became very wealthy, and now you've become somewhat famous within your field. That you're now getting
Yes,
stalkers
yes,
and
yes.
everything. But to have now that, like, freeloaders,
Yeah.
and how can people be so selfish?
Yes.
I feel like it's a thing that happens in Dubai. You hear a lot of girls take advantage of men, women, and whatnot else. Anyone that they think can get them to a higher level, and they absolutely try and ruin them.
Well, in England, for many years, I had health clubs, and I had 600 women working for me, and I never had a meeting without a witness.
Mm-hmm.
This, I was thinking, I'm actually helping someone, right? I'm really from my heart,
Yeah.
and I've got the evidence to prove it, the honest evidence.
Yeah.
And it turned out sour, and I don't want to give up on human beings,
Yeah.
And now I just say no. I don't even entertain, because I
can
still need
imagine.
the headache.
It is a headache.
And it's stopping me. It's like it's like a pebble in your shoe.
Mm-hmm.
It just bothers you. You think, well, just go away. I'm sad for you that a year and a half later you're still consumed by me. And
It's crazy. How
And
do you-
I'm sure I'm not the only person. I'm sure there's a dozen other people she's trying to
Yeah.
do this to.
It's like a con artist, isn't it? An
Totally.
absolute con
Totally.
artist.
Totally.
And do you think she's wanting to, like, when she came to you at the start, do you think you were sorry about that, do you think you were backtracked because you seen the added value that you were going to potentially give to her, that it was kind of going to be...
Yeah, I was going to help her, right? Because
Yeah.
I have a big heart, right? So stupid, I shouldn't have done. You do stupid things. But there was a connection for 2 months of like me saying, don't kill yourself, do
It's
this.
crazy.
Yeah, so I was a professional con artist.
It's absolutely crazy.
But I'm not quitting on people. I still give people my time and stuff, because I think majority of people are good people. I'd rather die with my heart open and hurt than a closed heart protecting myself.
And do you think that's where it drives from your gladiator, the full ethos of what a gladiator is and
No, I
what
think
the
it's...
summit is?
I'm closer to... We all die, right?
Yeah.
And I'm closer to death than you are. So my legacy...
I mean, you never know.
Well, if things go according to
Yeah.
plan, right? So my legacy is that when I go, thousands of people will contact my kids and say I changed their lives. Mm-hmm. And that's the only legacy I can leave behind, right?
That's such an
But
amazing legacy.
Thank you. So I don't want to have a closed heart and nobody shows
Yeah.
up. Because the guy was a selfish multimillionaire, right? But I'd rather somebody phone me up and say, Dariush, can I learn from you?
Yeah.
Can I spend time shadowing you and learn from you?
Who did you learn from? Because obviously you've got this amazing heart and amazing aura about you that you can help all these people, that it doesn't even, when you have these horrendous stories like that's horrendous. I would crumble. But that it doesn't like affect all your energy pathways, that you're now like, I can't do it. Who have you taken from and
Yeah, I think it was
inspiration?
my grandfather, and I didn't know this until literally last month, what Dariush means. Dariush in Iranian is helper of people. I didn't know this.
Wow.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's Darius of Persia. And Soudi, my surnames, means going up, inclining.
Yeah.
So I could never fail, really, because I had to keep going, oh, it's my name. So, I lost my dad, I lost my granddad. And when I went to visit their graves, people turned up to kiss my hand and say thank you. So why are you here 30 years later? And they said, because to show respect, you're your parent,
Wow.
your father and grandfather. And I thought, wow, what a nice legacy to
Yeah.
leave. That their kids turned up to see me. So I thought, that's what I want to do before I go.
That's an amazing story. And you know, it's such a nice why, because a lot of people have for other people, and it's maybe a bit more self-focused, whereas yours is very much for your family
It's
orientation.
all about, do you know, I had a childhood, and I was physically and mentally abused by my mum. And I noticed that people are, their glass is half empty.
Yeah.
And they try to help. You mentioned earlier, it was amazing. I picked up and you said, my glass was full.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what happens is, I suggest that you should help people when your glass is overflowing.
Yeah.
Not just full. Because most people try to help others when their glass is half full and they feel drained and tired and miserable.
Yeah.
So focus, the best way to be unselfish is to be selfish.
100%.
Right? Fill your cup, have it oozing with opportunities and positivity and abundance, and then help others.
100%.
And that means you never feel knackered and tired.
And I also think you can't give someone the best advice or the best opportunities if you're not there, because then you give
Yes.
them like your 30%.
Yeah, and then what at the same time you attract
Yeah.
vampires, energy vampires, who just want to drain you. And you find out why you're always tired, right? Why you're fed up, and sometimes, no matter how, you're an extremely positive person, but sometimes you feel a bit low
Yeah.
because you've entertained those negative energies and forces or dark forces in your life.
It's crazy, isn't it? How have you then really focused on building your network to be around energetic people that make you want to run a marathon? Because that's something I love. See, when I meet someone like yourself, that I'm like, oh my God, I can do anything. And this is
Take
amazing.
the money and do it.
Genuinely. And obviously you've
I'm
built
an event organizer.
but you've built an amazing event that makes people want to run marathons, and you've brought the best together. How have you been able to narrow down and bring the best of the best into
I differentiate who's an acquaintance, who's a friend. I don't have any friends. I have lots of acquaintances. All I have is my family, right?
Yeah.
My kids. And that's all that matters. Too many people try to find friendship in business, and friends don't pay friends.
Yeah.
So you have a problem there straight away, right? So what I suggest is differentiate, deliver value in business, and give and receive love in equal measures in friendships. A lot of people try to fill their cup with their relationships. They're already empty. They're looking for he or she to fill their cup, and that's why they always feel empty. Because you never find the right person to fill the holes.
And I want to touch on that. You've said you've got 4 kids and a wife and everything. How have you been able to find the best partner that's allowed you to grow?
Who said I have?
You better not be listening.
Delete that part, please.
But how have you been
That's
able
true. Don't
Yeah.
ask me a different question. Ask me a different question.
Different question. But
You compromise.
do you know what?
Take
I always
that out.
say
Beep, bloopers, yes. Shit.
I'll rechange it. But how
I
have
can tell you how to attract a narcissist.
Okay, tell me.
No, I won't. Delete. Internet and recording, delete.
You crack me up. Okay, we'll start again.
Okay.
So, deep breath now. Come on, calm down. But how have you been able then to build a team around you that have allowed you?
That's a great question.
Here we go. How have
I
you
hire
built?
motivated people.
Do you?
I don't hire CVs. So what I do is I hire, see if they are happy people. I look at their background, and do I want their energy in my life? If the answer is no, no matter how good the CV is, forget it. Also, I don't hire CV because all CVs are lies.
Yeah.
My CV is a liar.
Yeah.
I've never seen a CV where it said I got fired.
Yeah.
Right? So I do a 7-step. I've created a 7-step recruitment process.
Okay.
And I catch people if they're telling the truth or not. And then if they are positive, if they have a get up and go, I look at hiring them. Because teaching a positive person is easy. If somebody's negative, you can't teach them nothing.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and also I don't want to wake up in the morning thinking, oh, I'm gonna motivate Hannah. I'm gonna motivate this person, because then I feel demotivated. So I just need to teach
100%.
them skills. They're already happy. They're already hungry.
And do you think that's one of the key attributes I was saying? And the hardest thing is when you've built a business that's around you, it's always hard to get people to see the same vision as you're getting. Whereas if you're hiring motivated people that are hungry, they're working for you, but they're probably working at their same esteem that they're seeing such positive being around you.
No,
Do you not think?
no, because most entrepreneurs get pissed off when people don't share their vision. They don't get it. Look at Sheikh Mohammed, right? Although he's one of the most greatest leaders of all time, yes, and I love and admire him, and
Same.
he's provided a home for us, right? to do well in life. And I don't speak. Do you speak Arabic? I don't
Not
speak
at all. I
Arabic.
can speak little phrases, and do you know what? I'd
Well
love to
done
do
to
it,
you.
but I can barely speak English. I'm dyslexic as hell.
I don't speak one word. I think alaikum assalam, salam alaikum. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Inshallah, mashallah, all
Yeah,
the inshallah.
that's all that. Someone said inshallah. I woke up. No, it's not going to happen. So I say inshallah, you're alive. The rest is in your hands. You're going to turn up tomorrow. So he's had disappointments. You know, you could wrong the leader here and end up in prison for life or killed, and they still wronged him. So if it's good for him, what's my problems, right? Nothing. So what was the question? Yeah, people.
Yeah.
So don't get. It's easy to share the vision when you see all the buildings.
Of course.
It's so hard to share the vision when there's a desert.
It is. But
You
then
see?
how would you do that?
Because he just took the good and the bad and the ugly, and he just kept going. So you're not going to just, even now where we have beautiful offices in Marina Plaza, absolutely gorgeous, people still come, kind of dabble into the vision, then they think, I'd rather ride his wave than actually pedal. You know, they come in and it's like a hop-on, hop-off bus. They just hop on, they go, oh, it's too rough, I've got to work hard, and they hop off, and it's okay.
It is okay, and I think anyone that's thinking about moving to Dubai realise there is no 9 to 5, and whoever you work for, they're going to expect. And it should be a want, if you're living in Dubai with opportunities around you, that you should want to work your ass off. Last question of the day, though.
No, I want to give one phrase. My office is on the 33rd floor, so every morning there's a queue of people trying to get to these lifts.
I know that building very well.
Yeah,
It's
so
always
on the
busy.
32nd floor, there's a big real estate agents, right? And every morning, the lift is shared with 20-odd-year-old arrogant English boys in cheap suits talking about loud in the lift. And I'm like, you guys will be back in England in 18 months.
Before you know it.
Before you know it. And you're going to blow all your money because no streets are paved with gold. You got to come here, you got to learn, you got to be respectful to the country, to the law, to the culture, and deliver every single day, and you will do very well.
100%.
If you come here riding this wave and quick fix, you go back.
I think the biggest thing here is that apprenticeship program. You come here, you have to learn all from scratch, leave your ego at the door, and just be consistent. The people that show up, even when they don't show up, will be the people that just take that glass ceiling to the next stage, because so many people hit the glass ceiling and I can't do it.
Some people are just ego and nothing else, right?
Yeah.
I like confidence. Confidence and ego are different things. Ego, you're arrogant. Confident, you're confident. You need to be confident to know about your product, close a deal, answer a tough question. But a lot of these people are egotistic. Unfortunately, they see all these people with Lamborghinis and cigars and pretentious lives, and they think you're going to come here, that's it. No, it's not.
It's crazy. What's been your biggest lesson since being in Dubai?
My biggest lesson, I've thought too small. I went to a client of mine. I make 50 million a year, dollars.
Well done.
And passive. I don't even, my other companies.
I'll be coming to you for some advice.
Sure, because I started saving
100%.
with £20,000 8 years ago, and I've been compounding.
That's amazing.
We opened up a business of veterinary clinics. We have 5 now, and last month it was valued at $45 million.
I mean, I can see why, because my dog and the vet and I are best friends.
You know Noble Vets?
Oh no,
Noble?
I'm a Dubai Hills veterinary, but they, in Dubai, are the best. I'm basically a single mum with my dog. They will go into my apartment, walk the dog, feed the dog if I'm out. They'll take it to daycare and they'll do everything. And honestly, I think vets in Dubai, they need to take a leaf out of a book and show UK and Europe how to run.
Nobel
prizes. Noble vets.
Yeah,
I'll come and take a look.
I think this week we got Cat Adoption Day.
Oh, congrats. I'll come along to see them.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll send you the details.
I definitely will.
I think it's tomorrow.
I'll pop along.
Done.
I really want a little cat.
And
I keep
dog.
saying that. I'll show you my dog after. I'm obsessed with him. But what's been your biggest lesson? Finish off here.
Thinking too small.
Thinking too small.
What happened was I sat with a client of mine. I've known him for 9 years, and he's only 37, billionaire. And I said, look, I've grown your company. I helped grow your company into a $1.2 billion company.
Wow.
And it's getting to a stage whereby I want to make life-changing money.
Yeah.
Without sounding arrogant, $100,000 or whatever doesn't change my lifestyle.
Of course.
But 100 million would. So what if I came to you and said, give me $20 million?
Yeah.
And I say to you, just trust me. Just trust me, give it to me, trust me, and I'll double it and quadruple it, whatever. He said, you know what, Dariush, why is it taking you 5 years to ask me?
Amazing.
I said, you give me. He goes, absolutely, but why is it taking you 5 years to ask me? I was driving home thinking, you asshole, right? You could have asked him this question 5 years ago. You would have been a billionaire now.
It's
right?
crazy,
Because in my head, it was too early, he didn't know me enough, I had to prove myself, yes? So thinking too small.
Limiting beliefs. And it is crazy because in Dubai, people always say reach for the moon, the stars are not the limit. It's wild. But thank you so much.
You reach for the stars. If you miss it, you hit the moon.
That's it. Getting it
or
wrong.
Is it
I don't know. I know it's one way.
Stars.
I don't know what it's for. I'm not.
Either way, it's positive.
Either way, there's no glass ceilings in Dubai. As long as you show up every day, I always think. And as long as you ask the question, my gran said to me, if you don't ask, you'll never get.
Are your parents entrepreneurs?
Yeah, and my gran.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you took that risk.
100%.
Take risks.
Do you know what I think? And everyone, I've said it 100 times, everyone on this show has had dyslexia, ADHD, some form of learning difficulty. And I've said it before online. I've been told no since I was tiny because I couldn't read, I couldn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So this no just turned into a yes of mine.
I'll show you.
Genuinely.
It was the same with my mom. I think, I don't even like standing on stage in front of 2,000-3,000 people. Why am I doing it? I'm thinking maybe it's my way of saying, Mom, you were wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Mom, I'll show you I could.
It's the inner child that was always the fight.
Even at me, I'm nearly 60 and I'm like, is that inner child still going on?
100%. It's crazy. And you always think back, I wonder what they would look at or I wonder what they would say. And I always laugh because my little sister's still in school. I'm like, what do the teachers say? It's so bad though because you always, it's a subconscious thing.
Hopefully, when you have children, you come out of appointments. I didn't have anybody to judge me when I came. And I used to come out thinking, if my son was here, would he have been proud of Daddy?
100% he would have.
Thank you. If the answer was yes, I did a good job. And often they'd be like, no, Daddy, you stayed too long or you joked too long. So.
Easily done. But thank you so much. Honestly, great conversation.
Thank you. You're amazing.
So are you. Absolute inspiration.